and get himself a nice night out, a nice steak dinner, a good Halloween costume that shows up on time in this series. Clayton, take us in!
A man can always hope. Now, quickly, apologies back home. I do have the wrong overlay right now. I'm using the game card overlay. I was streaming this morning and forgot to change back my settings. I promise after game 1, I'll have that fixed up to be the normal overlay that you're used to from DreamHack. So apologies. I'll get that fixed after this game. And of course, we should start introducing our players quickly, Grant, because there is already something cheeky happening. Spawning in the bottom right-hand side of Death Aura LE. It's our blue, French, Terran player representing Team Liquid. His name is the Little Corporal. It's Clem.
And his opponent in the top left, he's doing what every Grant in the world loves to see. It's forward first against the Terran. He is the young Danish player representing Team X on the red Protoss player. It's MaxPax. Okay, 2 cannons already up. Clayton, this is my wheelhouse. This is very difficult to deal with in this position. Oh my god, MaxPax has been practicing. There's no way to get surface area on the 3rd cannon already. So this will get up. Now, MaxPax needs to keep his high ground units alive because the Marine will pop up very quickly. Already we have that pop-up coming. The SCV's coming to pull around that. He needs to get another pylon up pretty quick. Bunker going up here for MaxPax. How's this looking for you, Creighton?
Yeah, so far pretty good, actually. Clem's doing a nice job committing a lot of SCVs. 1 probe going down, that's a big win. Committing a lot of SCVs to this, but obviously going to cancel the bunker, moving it just 1 tile back. A bit of a loss from Clem there. Didn't want that to have to happen, but honestly, MaxPax doing a really, really nice job here. Defending that high ground pylon. This 2nd pylon is going to get up, and even though the Marine can pick it down, already we see that probe going ham, Grant. Dropping 2 more photon cannons on the high ground. This is going to be so tough for Clem to come back from. Factory behind this. Grant, what does Clem build next?
Probably a Cyclone is the best way because it can outrange cannons with its lock-on ability. Clem at this point, yeah, he needs to start trying to target down SCVs when he can. The bunker is out of range. One of these cannons will get up, but the bunker DPS might just be enough here to kill it before the bunker takes too much damage. I actually think MaxPax might be completely fine, but another probe has now come down to join the fray here. And this is where things get a bit scary. It's going to be a Hellion. I'm not so sure about that. I would like to see the add-on. Pat's going to steal the gas here of Clem and probably look to move into like Void Rays or something along those lines, limiting the gas outcome of his opponent and knowing that his opponent cannot expand for like a while. He has to kill the pylon and then he has to move down, kill the low ground pylons before he can do anything.
Yeah, it's going to be tough here. Of course, MaxPax's high ground pylon is so important, but that bunker just out of range of the cannons. And once that high ground pylon is down, Clem should be able to clear these cannons. I think he's going to be in fairly decent shape, Grant. I was a little concerned, honestly, for the long-term health of Clem here. But now with this high ground pylon cleared, that bunker in exactly the perfect spot, he is going to be able to drive down these these photon cannons, rather. And wow, another probe coming in. Ooh, wow, MaxPax really committing to this, Grant.
Yeah, I mean, right now, the only thing he's really committed to is throwing down this pylon on the high ground, which he will probably cancel. I mean, I don't think this is ever meant to finish. It bought himself a bit more time, a little bit more high ground vision, slowing down Clem ever so slightly more, because MaxPax does need to get his cyber core up. Nice. I mean, even just picking up a worker or 2 here, very nice. He does need to start getting his tech rolling. He slowed his opponent down for sure. He's not going to take any damage. He's got 2 cannons, maybe overkill here in the mineral line.
Yeah, but...
But he already has a Stalker on the way. He is going to look to expand. Hellion going down. Nice there. Gives him map control. Nexus is going to be quicker, of course, than the CC. Because I kind of wouldn't have minded to see Clem just throw his CC up on the high ground here. And transition into just flying it down. Not going to be the case here. Going to be very safe on 1-1-1 before expanding. Even getting a second Cyclone. My concern now, I guess, is there's a lot of units. And MaxPax doesn't have a lot. And his supply block going for the Nexus could be the rest of the counter-attack here, but doesn't look like that will be the case.
Yeah, my exact question was going to be what pops out of this starport. If it's something like a Viking where you're worried maybe about a longer-term game, or even going for a tech lab with a Raven, you obviously can't do that without this kind of gas. But if it was something like that, I might think, okay, Clem's going for a bit longer game here. But as it is, we see the medevac coming out. As you said earlier, 2 Cyclones popping out. This, to me, spells damage and a lot of damage. Behind this. 2 Cyclones, more Marines coming out. There's the natural coming down now, but Clem, as you said, does have a lot on the map. Look at the resources lost tab here. A whole lot of resources lost for MaxPax, even though they don't show up in that unit's lost tab. This could be a very scary attack from Clem. Only 1 shield battery here at the natural. That can be picked off pretty quickly once the Marines are here as a buffer.
Yeah, and having the 2 Cyclones lock on nice and early, take down the damage, drain some of that energy is nice. I think MaxPax is going into the main here. And that is what is going to happen. Or he does get seen, and he is just sort of posturing inside the natural. If one of his cyclones go down, a lot of the pressure is eliminated here. Super Battery is going to need to come down pretty quick. There it is. I think with Super Battery, nothing dies here. Stalkers are really good. The battery gets targeted down, though. Very nice from Clem. Stalker 1 will fall. Another one reinforcing from the main. I think probes have to come off the lines here. Some great micro here by the young French Terran player, saving that cyclone. And it looks like Clem may be able to take down, or at least take control of this natural base.
To quote a Jedi, Grant, or to misquote a Jedi, your faith in the shield battery has been misplaced. Able to snipe down pretty easily now. Again, the great micro from Clem here, keeping that Cyclone alive, dropping it down beautifully. There he finally gets it down, but 11 probes, Grant, going down here, and that just means that to any advantage MaxPax had from the earlier Nexus down before the CC from Clem has been completely erased, eliminated, washed away in the waves of the ocean.
Come on, Clem.
And
he's already dead.
yeah, stop killing him. Please stop. He's already dead, Clem.
Clem is quite literally beating a dead Protoss right here. I mean, yeah, MaxPax now down 10 workers against the Terran player who can drop those magical mining mules from the sky and increase his income even further. We are going to see MaxPax fight it out, of course. He is not dead, merely very, very wounded. It's like Monty Python, you know, 'tis but a scratch, 'tis but a flesh wound. And MaxPax, when behind Dark Shrine, my concern is Clem already has a Raven. He's already adding on an eBay for missile turrets and upgrades. I just can't see him ever finding damage with a DT drop right now.
Nah, we always say this, Grant, when the game comes to this point, after a player's defended the cheese, what the players are doing now, what Clem is doing now is saying, okay, what could I possibly lose to? What is out there? What could MaxPax throw at me that might steal away this win that I am just inches away from grabbing? And of course, DTs is the most immediate and obvious answer. He's going to get, as you said, that engineering bay down. Should see some missile turrets probably pretty soon here as he expects the timing to be a little bit off. I think the other thing we'll see are missile turrets also just in case there's some sort of crazy double Stargate transition from MaxPax, but obviously MaxPax just doesn't have the scratch for that. He's way too poor. Trying to go for a warp prism. It looks like he wants to put on a little bit of pressure and maybe try and counter. It's a weak response, Grant, but is it the strongest response available to MaxPax right now?
Yeah, I mean, a DC drop still, if MaxPax, you know, falls asleep on his keyboard, could find a bit of damage here, as the Dark Shrine has now finished up. That's the only thing he's looking to do. We see MaxPax already, Clem even already has a Viking patrolling at the north side. He has a Raven down in the natural as well. No missile turrets yet, but I mean, he doesn't really need them with what he has. The bad thing about Death Aura here, from MaxPax's point of view, is that DT is, there's not a lot of distance between the main and the natural whatsoever. So a Raven covers almost all of it, and yeah, this isn't good. The Prism now, yeah, GG, that's just too much. Wow.
Oh, poor Clem. Grant, it appears I've, oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. My apologies, Grant. Oh, jeez. Give me production for one day and see what happens. It's terrifying. I got the wrong overlay. I got the wrong... Anyway, it's not important. Grant, MaxPax had a rough start there, going for the cannon rush. It looked really good initially. What went wrong for MaxPax there during that cannon rush?
He just couldn't find the damage. Clem reacted perfectly as well, getting against cyclones and things. And MaxPax lost a couple of probes early, which means he had to send probes across the map. It's all about momentum with a cannon rush. You need to kill enough workers, take enough production down that you can snowball from there on out. It didn't happen, unfortunately, so it was a nice attempt. I like it. If you're going to upset a Terran player, a cannon rush is a great way to do it. They don't get cannon rushed that often anymore. It is pretty rare, so... solid attempt there from MaxPax, but he's going to need to do something a little bit different here if he wants his 125 buckaroos.
Yeah, it's going to be tough here. So I don't know if we gave proper context at the beginning of this series. Here's what's going on, guys, right now in Group B. Clem, 5-0, looking for a 6-0 win that's going to guarantee his top 2 spots. Hang on just a minute. Anyway, Clem, if he wins this one 2-0, he's going to guarantee himself one of those top 2 spots. MaxPax already out of the tournament, so he's really fighting for honor, glory on 125 bucks. So honestly, MaxPax at this point can't be feeling that great about his position in this tournament. I think there was a lot of hype as he qualified through, and everybody's like, oh man, this MaxPax kid, it's going to be great. And then a little bit of disappointment. So I really hope MaxPax wins at least a game. It'd be fun to see him take one, but honestly, right now, this is just a testament to how powerful Clem is.
Yeah, completely agree with you, Creighton. There's just not a lot right now MaxPax I think can do to beat Clem. He's going to go out and send an early probe once again. And this shouldn't be a cannon rush as he is walling off the Reaper cliff here. I imagine we will see a gateway. I'd like to see something aggressive again. Maybe not quite that all in from the get-go. Proxy Stargate or even just mass Stargate. Something a little off meta, but still more mid-game focused before Clem's production really kicks in, but also not quite as risky as a cannon rush against a Terran player. It is very difficult to pull off. Very, very difficult because they have those ranged tier 1 units. Yeah,
absolutely. One of the unique... what's the official term if you're a game designer is perfect imbalance is what it's called, where it's literally unfair, but it's equally unfair for all three races. And that's like exactly what you want in a game like StarCraft. Perfect imbalance. So people always complain like, oh, the game's imbalanced. And I'm like, and as you mentioned, of course it is. That's the whole point. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses. The whole point is that it's perfectly imbalanced. So they're all unfair, but they're all equally unfair. So you really have to play around that kind of stuff. You know, Terran units are ranged, and yeah, that's huge. That's great. Marines are amazing. But there are, of course, counters. There are ways that Protoss is much stronger as well. So one of the reasons that our game continues to spring perennial in the hearts of our viewers, casters, and players, Grant.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. You know, cannon rushes against Terran have always been something that's very difficult, and I'm glad MaxPax gave it a go because I can guarantee you, I very much doubt Clem practices against it very much. It's just not something you see too often. This game, though, it is Cybercore into Nexus, so very standard opening from MaxPax so far, but he does have a probe out on the map, Grayton, at the south side, 6 o'clock point. And I'm wondering if he's looking for a proxy here. No, just a late scout. Okay. Wants to see the CC timing.
Yeah, being a little challenging there, trying to figure out what's going on, but obviously MaxPax's not going to drop any pylons. It could have been cute if he was going for some sort of Stargate play or proxy Stargate play, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. The probe not going to get to the main base, does see the factory floating over, and will realize there are going to be Hellions coming out pretty quickly, but that's so standard, Grant. I don't feel like that's going to change anything from MaxPax's point of view. He's still going to get up to his tier 2 tech, which should be dropping down any second now.
Yeah, most likely, I would imagine we'll see a Twilight Council go down here for MaxPax. The Stargate would have gone down, and there we are. As we're speaking, it is going to be Twilight, most likely with a Robo behind it in the next couple of minutes here. So MaxPax can move into most likely Blink and Prism play, and maybe up to Colossus play or Disruptor or something along those lines. It's all very standard Protoss right now. Clem as well, there we go, there's that Robo. Clem as well, very normal. Getting his Steer Madding on his second racks already. We'll be playing, of course, Bio, very unusual from Clem, and it is going to be a Widowmine drop. We do have the Wall of Complete here, which is nice, but one Adept actually doesn't win this fight. Second one coming down, though, will be able to make sure all is good.
Yep, probe on standby there, just in case the Hellions broke their way through, but actually MaxPax, not going to get damage there, and actually almost took out one of those Hellions. The Hellions luckily splitting up for Clem. Very wise stuff. Now, this is really interesting, Grant. Look at the upgrade coming out of MaxPax's Twilight Council right now. This is highly unusual. And Grant, I know you've talked about it yesterday. I know I asked you about it the day before. Give us a 20-second overview of why Glaives is so weird from MaxPax.
Yeah, Terrans just generally don't have as much an issue dealing with Glaive Adept attack because they have buildings everywhere that can block them off. You're never going to be able to like shade up into the main and things like that because depots are going to be able to stop it. Widow Mines as well, very good here against Glaive Adepts. These Adepts are actually going to commit. Widow Mine will go off, gets a lot of friendly fire, but far more aggressive fire, killing those first 3 Adepts. That's a bad start here from MaxPax because really he wants to snowball, get so many Adepts that if a tank does come out, he can just jump on top of it. Bunker already coming up here as well. Clem is concerned something suspicious is going on, but a whole lot of gateways, a whole lot of warpins, no proxy pylon, but there is going to be a Prism already out on the map as well. And this is going to be hitting in the next 30 seconds. Clem has no tanks. He's getting a Viking. Clem knows exactly what's coming. 2 bunkers going down, more Widow Mines coming in, a Viking to take down the Prism. I mean, Clem's really good.
Look, I do want to say Clem is clearly a garbage player. He's got a trapped SCV in between his factory and his starport. That poor guy. Oh, that poor guy. You got to lift up. You got to put it back down at some point. Come on, Clem. Anyway, you're right. Clem sees this coming, Grant. I don't see anything working out for MaxPax here. He does have a fair amount on the map. It's going to be 12.
There's no tanks.
12 Adepts, no tanks, but there are these Widow Mines here. And he was trying to drag the Widow Mines earlier, but it just didn't quite work. There wasn't enough friendly fire. And as the Widow Mines, of course, the Widow Mines don't show their lock-on until the Adept Shade finishes, which means 2 good shots going to go down right away on those Adepts. The bunker being mass repaired, and these Adepts just not going to go anywhere, Grant. We see a perfect example right now of why Adepts don't work against Terran players. Clem's going to have a difficult hold here, but it should be held, I think.
Yeah, he's going to go for it right now. This is all or nothing here for MaxPax. SCVs coming off the line. They will fall rapidly. There is no repair. Okay, finally repair starting here on this bunker. The bunker going back up to full health. A lot of SCVs will go down here. A huge amount. In fact, the Viking has landed, allowing more Adepts to get closer. Viking is still alive with, albeit, like 1 hit point. The bunker is full. And finally, the Prism goes down. But every Marine starts to fall down here. Has MaxPax done enough? He's killed 15 workers.
This is so weird. It's going to be a hold from Clem, but actually eating a ton of damage there. No tank. Well, I think he might hold here, but yeah, no tanks in the low ground, and he's lost 16 SCVs. Shockingly, unbelievably, MaxPax committing to this is actually the right call. I don't think Clem actually expected him to go for this. If he picks off combat shields, that'd be huge. He's not going to get it.
I think he needs to go for the worker line right now, as many as he can, because eventually he will lose his units here. He does have the shades, of course, going backwards. He cancels it at the last moment. SCV is getting a good wraparound. Clem down to just 24 workers. He will hold on at 24, but guess what? Here comes wave 2, boys. GG, MaxPax picks up a map with Glaive Adepts.
What? Glaive Adepts against a Terran player? Grant, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. This isn't the NA event yet. NA doesn't start for 5 more series. What's happening?
Yeah, very, very cool there. I thought Clem was in a great position, but I actually think Clem expected Blink, because that bunker in the main was more directed towards like the Blink cliff than it was any like towards the south side, which is where he would have wanted it. If it was at the south side, closer to the ramp, he would have been able to shoot the bunker from the high ground as well and kill a few more of those trying to get up the ramp. He just didn't have the ramp covered, and that's where Glaive Adepts wanted to sit, between the low ground and the high ground, firing on the Marines as they popped out. So very cool, very, very cool build there. But now he still has to close out. MaxPax does want a couple of minute break now.
Still has to close out, and I can't overstate, Grant. This is actually pretty important. Clem has just lost a game, which I know is very obvious right now, but go back to the bracket, go back to the group, and look at what this bracket it looks like now. Let's say Clem even wins this one, right? No problems. He wins it. He goes up to 6-0. But he's currently sitting at 10-2 map score, which means he's going to get a 3rd loss. If Elaser is able to 2-0-2-0 his next 2 series, he's going to be either tied with Clem, or have Clem and Elaser played each other yet?
Yes.
Clem Vanya. So Clem already beat Elaser. Has he beat Gung Fu yet?
That's his last opponent.
His last match. So Gung Fu also sitting at 8-3, which means if Gung Fu wins 2-0 today, and then 2-0's Clem's actually going to get knocked down to the 2nd place spot.
Yes, possible.
Entirely possible. And of course, if he loses this, he could lose his spot in the top 2. That'd be huge.
And I know some people think, well, oh well, he comes 2nd. That means he still goes through to the bracket stage. What it means is he would play someone who finished 1st. And let's just have a look at people who are favoured to finish 1st. Raynor, Skellus, Lambo, Hero Marine, all possible. And some little Finnish guy called Cyril, who hasn't dropped a map yet.
Unbelievable.
So, Clem, you really, if you are in the top 2, you want to finish 1st. Because you do not want to play Cyril, Raynor, Clem, you know, whoever it may be.
No.
And if you finish 3rd or 4th, of course, you go to the lower bracket and avoid them all the way until they lose. So it is very interesting to see how well these players are doing. And certainly MaxPax he can play the Joker here. He can get that upset, be very annoying. Hey, Rotterdam, thanks for the big old host.
Ah, hey, Rock and Roll Coconut Game stopped by as well, actually, with a big host.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't even see Roddy's host. Where was that? Oh, nice.
Just happened this minute.
Wonderful. It's so good to have you all here. Glad you're enjoying the B stream. Interestingly, Grant, I do want to say MaxPax just asked for a 2-minute break, and interestingly, as soon as the video of the last game ended on the 2-minute delay, MaxPax immediately said he was ready to go. I do wonder if Maxi was watching his own build there and just going, God, I'm good. This is amazing.
Maybe he wanted to do it again. Maybe he wants to see exactly how Clem reacted so we can punish it further and have an even cleaner win. It's, of course, complete speculation. We don't have a bloody clue yet.
Maybe he was in the bathroom. You know, who knows?
Yeah, he may have just needed to drain the lizard. But now we move on to Pillars of Gold for map 3. And can MaxPax play the Joker and get the upset, Creighton? We're going to find out in probably about 6 minutes.
I like your optimism there that this game's going to last for 6 minutes, Grant. Wow. Okay. So, Pillars of Gold, obviously a hugely Zerg-favored map, so I expect a laser to sweep in and win this one. He's going to come in from the side like it's Mrs. Pac-Man and just sweep over the map. All seriousness, though, Grant, what's your gut telling you here? Does MaxPax cheese his way to another win, or does Clem hold it?
MaxPax is going to do something, MaxPax. He is eliminated. He's playing for $125. But also, you've got some pride, you've got some fun. It's not going to be a cannon rush this game, because typically if MaxPax cannon rushes, he puts his pylon in his mineral line and chronos immediately. Anyway, Creighton, I think we should probably introduce our players one final time here on this Saturday. Day 11? 9. 10. Day 10 of DreamHack Masters EU.
Spawning in the top right-hand side of Pillars of Gold, LE, it's our red Danish Pro Tour player representing Team Exxon. His name is MaxPax.
And his opponent in the bottom left, representing Team Liquid. Here's the French Terran player in the blue. It's Clement.
That's right, the young, tiny, adorable, and somehow still completely terrifying French Terran player, Grant. So good, and I can't wait to see Clem. I'm sure you've heard the other casters joking that obviously with the recent worldwide events, there have been no offline StarCraft events. But Clem is 18 years old now. And so we're all joking that obviously, since the last time we saw Clem at a live event, he was kind of a tiny, wiry, short kid. Maybe when he comes back after a year of not being at live events, he's just going to be like 6'4" and jacked, just like drinking protein shakes in each hand. And we're gonna make we're gonna get in real trouble for calling him little this entire time. I can't wait for that to happen.
I don't know, our producer for the mainstream is like, she absolutely loves Clem. She loves it when the webcams are on, of course, and seeing Clem, because his reactions, you can really feel his emotions through his reactions. He's got a very reactive, face. This game, so far, a very, very standard. Cybernetics score first Adept coming out. Doesn't tell us too much just yet. Warpgate starting off here, but if we see that Twilight Council followed by a Robo, I mean, one thing I will say is Pillars of Gold has a very, very similar base layout to the map that we just played, so it is got quite a big main. It's quite difficult to quite a big natural even. It's quite difficult to create a bunker that can cover the entire surface area, and I don't think a Glaive Adept push would be bad. No,
and take a look at the space behind the natural mineral lines here. Tons of space, as you said, and there's a lot of room for mobility, and that helps not just Glaive Adepts, but it helps Stargate units as well, Grant, giving those Oracles just a little more room to maneuver, a little bit more space that the Marines have to cover. Every single pixel will count, and we're going to see what MaxPax is going for. Void Ray openers are more popular against Zerg these days than anything else. I doubt we'll see a Void Ray here out of MaxPax, but I mean, not completely out of the question. Nothing is. And if he gets this third and fourth gas down pretty quickly, we might see him going into a heavier air toss build. For now, it looks like just one Stargate, and I'm guessing Oracle first.
Probably Oracle, yeah. Oh my god!
Come on!
He's gonna
Come on! I hedged my bets. I hedged my bets so heavily. I was like, it's most. God, I'm good at this, Grant. I'm so good at this.
I don't know. You were wrong the first time.
No. I said it was going to be an Oracle. Come on now. 3 Marines moving in here, but shouldn't be able to kill off this Adept. Now 5 Marines might be able to. There's a little bit of pressure here, and these 3 Marines pushing it. This is so bold from Clem. Wow, I'm a little amazed he's doing this.
Clem's forced to, MaxPax forced to pull SCVs. He is going to hold this, or pull probes even.
Wow, nice.
He holds this without too much problem. But now the Hellion coming in to join the fray. Good 2 Hellions even. Those reactor Hellions being annoying. 2 workers already going down. I think we'll see 3 or 4 before this is over. Make that even possibly more here. But they did just line up. The Oracle doesn't have much energy. If this Oracle runs out of energy here, it will not be able to fire, but it is going to be okay and take one of them down. The second shouldn't see much of a risk. He does now come in though. Where are the units? At the other side of the map, MaxPax has committed to sending his Oracles, his Adepts in, but he's killed no workers. This is getting a little bit funky.
Really funky, like that cheese I had the other night that was just fantastic, Grant. 7 probes go down to the Void Ray as the Hellion gets taken down by the Void Ray here. Interesting aggression there from Clem. And Grant, isn't this just classic Clem? Something he loves to do is he's like, what have I got? 2 units and a Hellion? okay, we're done. I'm just going to go. No upgrades, doesn't matter.
God,
no
what is
medevacs,
this?
doesn't matter. And MaxPax looking to capitalize on his big pushes from the previous game, going Glaive Adepts again.
Yeah, this is weird. Glaive Adept Void Ray is the name of the game here by the Frenchman. Now, MaxPax has had a very good opportunity to scout. He has gone in. Oracle going in right now. There's actually nothing to defend, meaning an SCV pool will have to come in. It does, but there's going to be some damage here. There's not too much energy, and with the Viking coming, I think MaxPax is going to be intelligent here, knowing that he's going to need every unit for the fight, and he's going to do so. I think Stasis Ward has so much potential with Glaive Adepts, because they can actually glaive just through the Stasis and continue to be annoying. But this is very odd. Now, Glaive Adepts is the quickest upgrade from a Twilight Council. Finishes very, very quickly. We're looking right now at 3-gate Void Ray Glaive Adept. More gateways on the way. But Clem is actually pushing. This could mean either a base race or a recall forced out here from MaxPax. This is about to get weird. Clem taking more damage here. But MaxPax now knows that Clem is out on the map. And he's got to be concerned.
This is so weird. This is so weird. Clem pushing again with like practically nothing. A Cyclone, 2 Vikings, and a couple of Marines, a tank, and no batteries. That's huge. Glaive Adept's about to finish here, and we will see if that forces a recall out of MaxPax. Going to try and save himself right now with just these 2 Void Rays. 1 Void Ray down immediately. The Vikings going to make these Void Rays pretty quick. And now the tank is out. Oh, a bit of friendly fire there from the tank, but the Adept's getting on top of all the Marines here. What an ugly engagement from both sides here, Grant. But the good news for Clem is MaxPax has not been able to attack from his forward gateway on the other side yet. Clem is at the very least slowed him down.
There's no batteries. 1 battery would have made such a difference here.
Oh my god, this pylon. Oh my god, this pylon.
Oh my god, Artosis, what have you done?
Ah!
Oh, that's a huge pylon right there. And that means no more reinforcements coming in here from MaxPax. MaxPax has to kill this with what he has. 1 Void Ray, a desperation Void Ray on the way would be enough to clean this up. We even have the Oracle coming home right now. This Viking just chipping away at what it can. There are a couple of gateways, the Oracle here as well. Going to clean this up. Wow, what an absolutely... I mean, that was a big hold there from MaxPax.
Huge hold. Clem still has plenty of units back home, and this is why Clem is so smart, Grant. He's not one of those players who's just aggressive, right? He knows that I can be X amount aggressive as long as I hold Y units back home to defend. He is one of those players that is absolutely amazing at assessing the overall risk of a situation. He sees the entire chessboard through the fog of war. Very intelligent play here. And MaxPax kind of has to go for it now. He's lost a couple probes. He's lost a lot of army supply. He's got a Void Ray, but that's not going to do much. Let's see if he can hold here. Tank slightly out of position for Clem.
Yeah, the tanks both tanks are able to fire there. They can do a lot of damage, but they can do a lot of friendly fire, and that's exactly what Clem is, what MaxPax is looking for right now. A lot of SCVs will fall here. Is it going to be enough? You need to kill 15 easily, I think, because MaxPax is still down a lot in workers, down by 5, 6 even, plus the mules that Clem has means that Clem is mining so much more still, or will be able to. We have another round coming in here, but I just don't know. He needs worker kills. He needs them desperately. Now getting a few more. This isn't bad. Going to work away just for now at this command center. MaxPax starting to pull it back a little bit, but he does need more. Another worker. Every worker kill so big right now. Where's the Oracle? Did it die? No, he's got an Oracle. Go in the main with it. Do something.
That Oracle right now sitting just outside the natural. Yeah, it's pretty low on energy. It's of course been trying to defend for almost the entire game here. A couple Zealots coming in, charge not finished, obviously going for Glaives first instead. And I think Clem has a bit of PTSD from that previous game where he just got schooled by those Glaives to death that he wasn't expecting. But the tank fire this time is so much more effective. The Marine ball so much larger, and it's just not enough. MaxPax pushing at just the right moment, but